Hey everyone, it's Elena here on this lovely Friday evening, and I just wanted to hop on because I feel like there's something I kind of need to get off my chest, and I think that in doing so it will help me to release the struggle I've been having lately and maybe inspire someone else to do the same thing. So I have always been a very emotional eater, and I'm also a very rebellious eater. Like, you tell me I can't have something and then it just makes me want it more, which is why I've never really dieted, like, ever, because I really like food, but I've always tried to have a healthy balance for the most part, but sugar and especially chocolate has been a huge downfall for me, mostly because I can't control myself once I've started it. And so most of you guys know, the beginning of this year, for the last 3 months up until a few weeks ago, I was doing this 80-day program, and the meal plan for it was a little bit more restrictive than what I have done in the past. Not in a bad way. Like, I actually wanted to do it. I wanted the kind of more rigid structure of it because I knew that after Christmas and everything, that was something I really needed. I really needed to buckle down on my eating. I needed to cut some things out cold turkey. And so I went all in with this program. It also had a lot with time nutrition, so I was eating every 2 to 3 hours on the clock. Like, I literally had timers set in my phone saying what all foods I needed to eat at what times. And it was great. Like, I felt amazing eating that way, and things like that. But my issue was when I got away from the program, like, what would happen? Like, there was all these foods I hadn't had in a while, mostly sugar, some foods, like, I barely was even able to eat avocado, things like that. And so I worried, like, do I need to just stick with this kind of eating? Because I'm afraid that if I start to open those gates a little, the floods are just going to come rushing in. And the second I started letting chocolate back into my life, that's exactly what happened. I started losing control. I felt like I wanted it all the time. And then that inner binge eater that I've had since childhood started coming back out. And it just made me, I have kind of an obsessive compulsive habit with eating chocolate or eating anything junk food, especially sugar. Like, if I have one of it, I feel like I need to have two because I like even numbers better. If it's like cookies that are in like sleeves in a package, I feel like I have to eat even amounts. And I can't just have one in each row. I have to have two. So that's like 6 cookies if there's 3 rows or whatever. Just really, really bad kind of like mind control things that really mess with me when it comes to my eating. With ice cream or anything out of a carton, I used to eat frosting as a kid, like sit there and eat it with a spoon, but I would have to keep it even all the way around, and if I went for a spoonful and it got too much below, then I would keep going. Like, really, really bad habits. There was one time in college that I was just mindlessly eating a bag of dark chocolate M&Ms when they first came out. And I was doing it while I was studying, so I wasn't even realizing it. Before I knew it, I had eaten this whole bag like this. Like, really, really bad habits when it comes to chocolate. And I've been letting that back in lately, and it's really kind of defeating me. And I found myself, went to the store today, and I told myself, okay, I need to cut this out again, cold turkey, so that my taste buds don't want it every single day again. But what did I do? I bought it again. And so here it is. I feel like I've gotten away from a lot of the progress I made over the last 3 months, mostly just because I'm really bloated. My stomach's really irritable, and I know that it's from giving into that chocolate. Like, I feel like all the kind of squish that I had been working to get away from is now back. And it took 3 months to get rid of that, but only about 2 weeks for it to come back. Like, that's what bloat and eating poorly, especially sugar, can do to your body, how much it inflames our body, and just kind of makes us blow up and just feel blah. So here's what I'm super, super excited for. So just a couple days ago, I started this new program that actually teaches you how to have things that you want and that your body enjoys every once in a while, but how to have control with it. So I'm going to be learning how I can have my sugar, but how I don't get in this vicious cycle and this mindset of like feeling like I have to have so much, and I'm such a creature of habit, feeling like I have to have it every day. And it's basically me working with a registered dietitian. She's basically coming onto my screen and helping me every single day learn new things about my eating habits, how to gain more control with my eating, how to just enjoy eating healthy and not feeling like I'm restricted and things like that. Because I love the program that I did at the beginning of the year, but I've never really followed anything to a T, and that was the first time I did. And because it was a little bit more restrictive, I worried what I would be like after it was over. And I'm now seeing what the effects of that are. And I'm still eating pretty well for the most part, but it's just that sugar crutch is just crippling me and knocking me down. And so I'm super excited for this new program. So if you're out there and you've ever got caught up in this vicious cycle, because this is kind of where I am now. Like, I feel super guilty for what I have done, even though I know better, and I know not to beat myself up about it, because I'm human. I'm not perfect. I'm never going to claim to be perfect. And I know I've done this before. I know how to correct. But I know that there's so many women that just keep getting caught in this vicious cycle. They eat something, then they feel guilty about it. Then that guilt makes them think, well, I've already blown it. I'm just going to keep eating more. And then they might get away from it a while and restrict it. Then because they've restricted it, they want to go back to it. When they do, they want it every day. And it's just ongoing. And I'm super excited that I am going to start learning how to break that cycle once and for all. So if you're out there, if you've ever dealt with that vicious kind of obsessive compulsive eating cycle with sugar or anything else that's kind of like your guilty pleasure food, and you want to like desperately break free of that and kind of learn how to not ever diet again, basically, how to build success into your eating habits, how to learn how to have cake every once in a while, how to just enjoy life, go on vacations without worrying about what you're going to eat. Go to parties, hang out with friends, go out to eat without having to like beat yourself up if you're trying to lose weight about what you're eating, or just have like, I've gotten anxiety before, like worrying like, what am I going to eat? Are they going to have healthy options there? And this will help you break free of all of that. So if you're out there and that's something you've ever struggled with in your life, and you want to so desperately lose weight, but learn how to do it and still love and enjoy your life and enjoy the process, then please send me a message, because I just got invited to this exclusive test group with the registered dietitian of this program that I'm starting to follow. And I would love for you to do this with me, and break free of those vicious cycles with your emotional eating, stress eating, binge eating, fad dieting, yo-yo dieting, whatever the case may be. If that's something you think you'd be interested in, send me a message, comment below with your favorite emoji or a funny GIF or whatever, and reach out to me, because I don't want this to be a part of my life anymore. I've been dealing with it since I was a little kid, and I really want to get away from it, and I want to just be able to enjoy my life, how to have my chocolate and still fit into my skinny jeans. So if you're out there and you relate to anything I said, reach out to me. And until then, my baby's fussing in the other room, so I better get going. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have an awesome Friday night. Peace. Love y'all.